Welcome to the Chapter 5 lecture for the Musician's Guide to Theory and Analysis. In this chapter, we're going to be talking about minor keys and the diatonic modes. So what we're going to be learning about in this chapter are parallel keys, relative keys, and these are talking about parallel and minor and relative minor keys, the minor scale, scale degrees in minor scales, and the minor pentatonic scale. And then we'll also be talking about the modes of the diatonic collection. In this video, I'm going to talk about it, but on the AP theory exam, you do not need to know about modes, but they're really cool and really interesting to talk about. So parallel keys, shared tonic. So in this chapter, we're talking about minor keys, and we've been talking about major keys a lot. But if we listen to music and all music was in major keys, it'd be very, very, very boring. All right, I would like you to listen to example 5.1. Pause the video now. So you just listen to the Schubert Waltz in B minor, and it's only the melody of it. And if you look at the end of it, scale degree 3-2-1 is different than you're used to. In minor, so you're used to having whole, half, whole, half. But in minor keys, the pentachord, so the do, re, mi, fa, sol, it's whole, half, whole. Okay, so the minor 3-2-1 steps are different. Instead of mi, re, do, it's me, re, do. So let's compare major and minor keys. Pause the video now and listen to example 5.2. You should recognize this tune because we listened to Der Lindenbaum in the last chapter. If you listen to this excerpt of Der Lindenbaum, this is in a major key, and it uses the major pentachord. So if you look at letter B in the chapter, you can see there that it has the E pentachord, which is do, re, mi, fa, sol, which is whole, half, whole. Now let's compare it to a minor key. So listen to example 5.3. Pause the video now. So this example uses the minor pentachord or the minor key of E. So in 5.2, this is the E major scale pentachord, and then in the 5.3, it's the E minor pentachord. And if you look at letter B of 5.3, you'll see the minor pentachord there, which is do, re, mi, fa, sol, which is whole, half, whole. And the minor pentachord lowers the third scale degree. So we call these parallel keys. So the 5.2 example was in E major. The 5.3 example was in E minor. And E major has 4 sharps, as you saw, and E minor has 1 sharps. Parallel keys share the same tonic, but they have a different key signature, which alters the arrangement of the whole and half steps in the pentachord. So, major pentachord, whole, half, whole, half, whole, and then the minor pentachord, which is whole, half, whole. And you'll see parallel keys a lot in a single piece or movement because the composer either wants to alter the mood of the piece or wants to go from major to minor and wants to keep the same scale degrees. So again, parallel keys share the same tonic. Parallel keys have the same 4 scale degrees that don't change, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, and 5. Okay, but what changes is the third scale degree. In the minor pentachord, it's the flat 3, which is me. And then in the major pentachord, it's the normal 3, which is mi. And you can also think about their whole and half steps. For the major pentachord, it's whole, whole, half, whole. And for the minor pentachord, it's whole, half, whole, whole. All right, now we're going to be talking about relative keys, okay? So pause the video now, and I want you to listen to example 5.4 and listen to both A and B. All right, you've listened to part A, and part A is in minor, it's actually in A minor, and part B is in major, okay, but it's in C major. But if you notice that they are both examples have the same key signature, which is no sharps or flats, which is the key of C. And again, its relative minor key is A, okay? So they share relative minor keys, they share the same key signature but have different tonics. This allows, again, if it gives a composer to change a piece into minor if they would like. So finding relative minor versus major keys. And I've talked about this in class where if we had 2 sharps, so let's say we had 2 sharps. I'll draw a little staff here. Okay, treble staff. We had 2 sharps. That's D major, but its relative minor is B minor. So if you look below at example 5.5, this gives us the example for G major and E minor. So if we want to figure out what our relative key is from G major, you look at the 6th scale degree. As you notice, the 6th scale degree is E. So G's relative minor is E minor. E minor's relative major is G. And you can look at the 3rd scale degree in minors to figure out its parallel or its relative major key. Here's, and I talked about this in the previous one, okay, so this gives us G minor, okay, so G minor has 2 flats. Now this is B flat major because we look at 3rd scale degree of G minor, and there's B flat. And again, if you want to go backwards, find scale degree 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What note is that? That is a G, and notice we're in the bass clef, so don't get confused. Okay, so G would be our relative minor. So it just goes back and forth, either using the 6th scale degree in major to figure out minor, or the 3rd scale degree in minor to figure out the major. Again, you can read, this is everything that we just talked about, okay? So feel free to read through this again. These are our finding relative minor and finding relative major. If you want to read this, please pause now. If not, go right on ahead. All right, let's complete the try it number 1. Okay, so complete it now and then go on for the answers after you've finished the try it number 1. As you can see here, it already gave you E major. We have C sharp minor, D major 2 sharps, B minor, B major 5 sharps, G sharp minor, A flat major, which is 4 flats, F minor, E flat major 3 flats, relative minor is C, F major 1 flat, relative minor is D minor. Now complete try it number 2. And this is going from minor to major. Please pause the video now to complete it, and then the next slide will have the answers. So as you can see here, you had that first one given to you, A minor, C major, and then we have G sharp minor, B major, 5 sharps, C minor, which is 3 flats, E flat major, D minor, 1 flat, F major, C sharp minor, which has 4 sharps, E major, F minor, which is 4 flats, which is A flat major, E minor has 1 sharp, G major, B flat minor has D flat major, 5 flats. You can use the circle of fifths to look at the minor keys. Again, this way is fifths. You can also go backwards with fourths. So C, A, G, E, F, D, etc., etc. And you can see it gives you the sharps there. Okay. Again, all this stuff you just need to memorize so you can have that at the drop of a hat. All right, complete the Try It 3. When you're finished, when you're finished, resume the video and I will be going over the answers. So as you can see, this gives you just the key signature. So you need to figure out which minor key, what is its relative minor key. So the first one, again, 5 sharps, which is B major. If you go down to the scale degree 6, it is G sharp minor. If you look at the next one, we have 2 flats, which is B flat major. And if you go to its 6th scale degree, it is G minor. Okay. Then we go to the next one, which has 6 flats, which is G flat major, and its relative minor is E flat minor. If you look at the next one, it has 3 sharps, which is A major. Its relative minor is F sharp minor. And then you have 5 flats, which is D flat major, and its relative minor is B flat minor. And then 2 sharps, which is D major, go down to its 6th scale degree, which is B, so this would be B minor. And again, if you have any questions about this, you need to see me as soon as you can. All right, we're going to go on. All right, now complete Try It number 4. So this is going to ask you for its key signatures. So it's going to ask you for how many sharps or flats are in its major or minor key. So as you can see, it's going to be asking you for its parallel keys. So that I would think about it more in parallelness than in relative. All right, let's look at the Try It number 4. We have B flat major, which is 2 flats, B flat minor, which is 5 flats, because its relative major is D flat. So we have C major, which is 0 sharps or flats. Okay, C minor, which is relative major is E flat, so that is 3 flats. So we have F sharp major, which is 6 sharps, wonderful key. And then we have F sharp minor, which is 3 sharps, which its relative major key is A. And look what comes up next, A major. So there's 3 sharps there, hooray. And then A minor, which has no sharps or flats, because its relative major is C. And then we have C sharp major, a glorious key of 7 sharps. And then C sharp minor, and its relative major key is E, so that means we have 4 sharps. So let's review parallel and relative keys in minor. Parallel keys, they share the same tonic. Also, they share the scale degrees 1, 2, 4, and 5. Okay. And they have key signatures that differ by 3 accidentals. Relative keys, they share the same key signature and diatonic collection. And their tonics differ, and then by 3 half steps, okay? And then if you are wondering, figuring out how to figure out a minor key from major, think scale degree 6 or La. And also I didn't put here, if we're in a minor key or you're trying to figure out the relative major from a minor key, you go to scale degree 3 in the minor key. So let's talk about the minor scale a little bit more. So we just talked about the minor pentachord, which is do, re, mi, fa, sol, which doesn't change ever in any minor key. However, the minor upper tetrachord, which is scale degrees 5, 6, 7, and 8 or 1, has a lot of different chromatic inflections and expressive possibilities for composers, which means that it changes a lot depending on how the composer wants to use it. Listen to example 5.7 and then try it number 5, okay? And then after you've done that, resume this video and I will talk about the try it 5 answers. So again, listen to example 5.7, and after you've listened, complete try it 5, and pause the video now, and then when we come back, we'll talk about try it number 5. So look at here, I have the correct answers that you could have seen as well. But if you look at measure 41, it goes up the scale, right? So is do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do in it, okay? But look at on the way down. It has a different set of pitches, right? Which is do, te, le, so, fa, mi, re, do. So these pitches change. You can tell it's not the same on the way down. So these are called D minor scales, and they share the same minor pentachord, which is scale degree 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, or pitch letter D, E, F, G, A. But like you saw, the upper tetrachord is different. Okay, rising lines like raised scale degrees, falling lines like to have lowered scale degrees, and we raise or lower the 6th and 7th scale degree. So there are different forms of minor. The first one is the natural minor scale, which doesn't change anything from its diatonic collection. So this is the D minor natural scale. So do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And you can see the minor pentachord is the same, okay? But the tetrachord is a little different, okay? And the tetrachord is what changes for each of our minor scales. So the harmonic minor scale is what changes. So we have the minor pentachord here. Okay, that stays the same, but what changes is the upper tetrachord. Okay, it keeps the scale degree 6 lowered. Okay, but it raises the 7th scale degree. Okay, which creates that augmented second. Now, melodic minor is what a lot of composers use. So on the rising part of the scale, if you look at the tetrachord, it actually creates a major tetrachord, which is La and Ti, that you know of. But on the way down, it changes it to a natural minor tetrachord, which has the lowered 7th and lowered 6th scale degree. So another way you can think about it is you combine a minor pentachord with one of the 3 different tetrachords. Either you combine it with the natural minor tetrachord, either the harmonic minor tetrachord, which has the raised 7th scale degree, or you think about it whole augmented second whole, or you combine it with the major tetrachord, which is whole half, where you raise the 6th and 7th on the way up, but natural minor on the way down. Harmonic minor scales, accidentals may be mixed. Okay, be aware of that. Okay, sometimes you'll have flats or sharps. Sometimes you'll have all flats. Sometimes you'll have all sharps. And also, if you look at the example in part B in example 5.10, you can see there are double sharps. So a lot of you have probably been wondering, how do you figure out, is this a natural minor scale? Is this a harmonic minor scale? Is this a melodic minor scale? First, you got to look at the key signature, and then you got to think of both the major and minor keys associated with it. Then you look at the beginning and the end of the melody and the bass line for the motion to and from the major or minor key tonic. Okay, is it 3-2-1 minor, me, re, do, or is it 3-2-1 major, mi, re, do? And you can also look for the leading tone, which is T, okay, which exists in minor keys, which is they raise the 7th scale degree, which is the leading tone. So listen to example 5.11, okay? And let's try to figure out what key this is in. So at first, remember, we look at the key signature. So what are our possibilities? We can either have F major or D minor. Okay, and then you look at the end. Is anything going 3-2-1 or in major or minor? Okay, or is anything going half or you look for the leading tone in minor keys. So let's look at the end. So right now we don't have anything going 3-2-1 in minor, because I'm going to tell you right now this is called a half cadence. Okay, so this is a 5 chord. So we can't find 3-2-1, so we need to be looking for the leading tone of major or minor. So obviously we're not in a major key because we have accidentals here at the end, and we have a C sharp right here, which is the leading tone. So that's T. So that's leading to, if we would go up from here, we would go to pitch letter D. So with that information, this would be a piece in D minor. So I would challenge you to listen to this and figure out, is this actually D minor or is it F major? But I'll tell you right now, it is in D minor. So please pause the video and listen to example 5.11. All right, complete try it number 6. So listen to each of these examples and tell me, is this a major or minor? So here are all the correct answers, and I know you can look at it. And if you are really confused about any of these, really make sure you come and talk to me and we can discuss this in further detail. All right, so I'd like you to listen to example 5.12. And if you look at it, this shows you the C major scale and then all 3 forms of the C minor scale, because I want you to be able to distinguish all 3 of them, all 4 technically, in your ear. Okay, so you always, first, you listen to the first quality of the 3rd scale degree. Is it mi or me? Okay, then in minor, you want to listen for the leading tone, okay? Natural minor and descending melodic minor do not have a leading tone, okay? But they have a whole step from flat 7 to 1. The only time you'll find that leading tone is in harmonic minor. And then if you hear La Ti, the same as major here, the scale is an ascending melodic minor scale. All right, let's learn how to write minor scales. I prefer this way. The book gives you another way, but I would prefer you use this way, but feel free to look at on page 97 how to write minor scales, but I prefer the another way version of writing minor scales. Okay, so as always, when writing scales, you always write the pitches from staff from tonic to tonic, ascending and descending, okay? And then you add your accidentals to make the minor pentachord, okay? Whole, half, whole, whole, ascending and descending. For the natural minor, you add the accidentals to create the natural minor pentachord, which is whole, half, half. On the upper part of the scale, both ascending and descending. For harmonic minor, add accidentals to create a harmonic minor tetrachord, which is the half augmented second half. Or for melodic minor, you use the major tetrachord, whole, whole, half, ascending, and then descending is the same as the natural minor scale. It's pretty easy. It's just like writing scales. You just need to know where the accidentals go. And as other ways you can think about it, if you need to write a, let's say, example, a D minor scale, think about its key signature. And so it's D minor, so its relative major is F major. So you would for sure need one flat if you're writing the natural minor scale. Okay, if you're writing the harmonic minor scale, you would need to add the leading tone, which would be a C sharp. Okay, and for melodic minor, you would use the major tetrachord, or you need to raise the 6th and 7th scale degree, so you have to raise scale degree 6, which is B flat, so you have to raise it, so you make it natural. And then you would add C sharp as the leading tone. All right, so complete try it number 7. This one is going to probably take you a second. You're going to have to pause the video and you're going to be writing the different minor scales. So I'll go through all these with you, complete try it 7, and then go on when you are ready. So all of these will be ascending, okay? So we have to do our B flat melodic minor. So write our scales, write the notes all the way up the staff. And then let's add our accidentals, B flat, D flat, E flat. Okay, and then it would be G natural, okay, A natural, and B flat. Because if we would be thinking about our key signature, okay, if we'd be thinking about our key signature, B flat minor is relative major is D flat. So we need all our flats. And melodic minor raises the 6th and 7th scale degree on the way up. So because we have G flat and A flat and the key signatures, we would need to raise G and A. All right, let's do F melodic minor. So we do this, right all the way up the staff, boom, 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 ding, ding, doom, up the scale. Okay, so if we think about F melodic minor, what's our relative key? So we have A flat, B flat, okay. But we would have to raise our 7th and 6th scale degree, which are flatted in its major key. So we have to raise E flat and D flat, so naturalize that. Okay, notice we are in the bass clef. Okay, so G sharp, writing our scales, we write all the notes, G, up, 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 up. Okay, we need to have G sharp because we're in G sharp melodic minor. Okay, so what's our relative key? Okay, so we are relative keying to B major, right? I'm going to erase this because that looks horrible. Okay, I'm going to put this in the correct spot this time. So boom, B. There we go. So we need A sharp because that's our key signature for B. So a B, and then we need a C sharp and a D sharp, okay? But we need to raise our 6th and 7th scale degree. So in the natural minor scale, we'd have an E natural here, but we'd have to raise that to E sharp. And we get a nice fun one here because it's F sharp in our regular natural minor scale, so we'd have to do a double sharp here, okay? So we have G sharp, A sharp, B, C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, F double sharp, and G sharp. All right, we have harmonic minor now. So we have B harmonic minor. So we have to remember harmonic minor has the raised 7th scale degree. So let's write our scale. So B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. Okay. So what's our key signature? So we will need an F sharp. Okay. And also a C sharp. Okay. So B, C sharp, E. So the pentachord is good. So the 7th scale degree is the one we need to raise because it's harmonic minor. So all we need is an A sharp because the 6th scale degree stays the same. All right, let's talk about C sharp melodic minor. Okay, so let's write our scale. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Okay, so C sharp melodic minor, its relative major is E. Okay, so we need our sharps. Okay, so we have a C sharp, a D sharp, and an E. We need an F sharp as well, and we also need a G sharp. Okay, and then we need an A sharp. Okay, and then to raise our 7th scale degree, we need to add a sharp to the B. Okay. And by the way, we were in melodic minor there. So now we have F sharp harmonic minor. So that's where we just raise the 7th scale degree. So let's write in our pitches. F, G, A, B, D, E, F. Okay, so we need F sharp. So what's our relative key? A. So we need 3 sharps, right? So A, G sharps, A, B, C sharp. We do nothing to the D, but we need a raised 7th scale degree, which is T. Okay. Our last one here, E harmonic minor. Okay, so we are in the bass clef. So we need to write our notes here. So we need E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. So E, our harmonic minor, has an F sharp in it. Okay, so all we need to do is raise the 7th scale degree, which is right here, and then write a sharp, and that's all you have to do. So here we have the summary of hearing writing. Okay, so the natural minor has the same key signature as the relative major, no additional accidentals. Harmonic minor, you raise the 7th scale degree, and you listen for that leading tone. Melodic minor ascending is the same key signature as relative major, but you raise the 6th and 7th scale degree. And then melodic minor descending, it's the same as the natural minor scale. Scale degrees in minor. Okay, in minor you use the same scale degree numbers, but in harmonic and melodic minor, the 7th scale degrees say raised. Okay, but in natural minor, the 7th scale degree is lowered, and so is also the 7th scale degree, which is called the subtonic. Okay, melodic minor, when the 6th scale degree is raised, it is called the raised submediant. Okay, so 1 is tonic, 2 is supertonic like it is in major, 3 is still called the mediant. Okay. Scale degree 4 is the subdominant. 5 is the dominant still. If you lower the scale degree 6 is called the submediant. Okay. And raised scale degree is raised submediant. Okay, so if you remember submediant from our major keys, you have to distinguish between the two. When you lower the 7th scale degree, it's called the subtonic again, and if you raise it, it's called the leading tone. And this is just what's in your book. You can see all those things there. All right, let's talk about the minor pentatonic scale. The minor key pentatonic scale is a little different than the major key pentatonic scale because it uses scale degree 1, 3, 4, 5, and flat 7 instead of 1, 3, 5, 6. Okay, so it has do, me, fa, sol, te. Okay. So complete the triad number 8, okay, and write out all the pentatonic scales for the minor keys, okay. So it actually is going to show you major and minor, so you get practice writing both. All right, so let's figure out our major and minor pentatonic scales. Oops. Undo that, baby. Let's zoom in here. So let's do the B major pentatonic. So we need 1, 2, 3, scale degree 4, scale 5, 6. So we need C sharp, D sharp, F sharp, G sharp. All right, let's look at B minor pentatonic. Okay, so you need 1, 3, 4, 5, and 7, right? So we need B, D, E, F sharp, okay, and A, okay. And you're probably like, wait, how did you figure that out? So I just thought about the relative major key, which is D major, so you need F sharp, C sharp, and we have B, D, E, F sharp, A. So that's why I chose to put F sharp in there. F major pentatonic, so we have B, G sharp, A sharp, C sharp, D sharp. Let's do the F minor pentatonic. So we have F sharp, okay, we have A, B, C sharp, okay, then E. Okay, let's think about B flat major pentatonic. We have B, C, D, F, G. B flat minor pentatonic, which is D flat, D flat, E flat, F, and A flat. So if you have any questions about this, make sure you come and see me. All right, so this is the part of the video that is really the nice to know, okay? So there are pieces of music that the underlying scales, either major or minor, don't necessarily fit in the major or minor scale types we've discussed so far. So I want you to listen to the Dorian melody called Greensleeves, okay? Which is a natural minor scale with a raised 6th degree. So listen to that now. So you noticed it doesn't quite sound minor and it doesn't quite sound major. It kind of has a more minor feel to it, but it has a major because it has the raised 6th scale degree. You find modes a lot in Renaissance and early Baroque music, and it was very influenced by Gregorian chant in the 1300s. Okay, and you also see modes in world music and a lot of rock and popular music and jazz. Listen to example 519. This song is called Old Joe Clark. So listen to that and then we'll come back. So after you've listened to Old Joe Clark, you'll notice that it sounds like a major key, but there's something different about it. This song is in Mixolydian, okay, Mixolydian, which is a major key with a lowered 7th scale degree. Okay. Go on down and listen to Bartók's in Lydian mode. So you listen to that and you're like, wait a second, I'm not sure what's going on here. So Lydian is a major scale with a raised 4th scale degree. There are 6 what we call diatonic modes, okay? We also refer them as church modes because their association with early plainsong chants sung in the Christian church. All modes share that same diatonic collection, either major or minor, but all the modes start on a different pitch. So I want you to look at example 5.21. You can see that the modes here are based around the C major diatonic collection. Okay, so if you write a scale, C to C, that's that Ionian, which is major. Re to re, or scale degree 2 to scale degree 2 is Dorian. Scale degree 3 to scale degree 3 is Phrygian. Scale degree 4 to 4 is Lydian. Scale degree 5 to 5 is Mixolydian. Scale degree 6 to 6 is Aeolian, but what we know it as is the natural minor scale. So what I just said is all written here. Feel free if you want to reread that. This is really important to know about how the relative mode is figured out. So now let's go to parallel identification of modes. Okay. So in the previous part we talked about the relative. So we talked about where we figure out what C, let's say C Dorian is, or C Mixolydian is. We base those on the C major scale, but on its scale degree numbers. But our ears are really accustomed to hearing parallel modes. Okay. So if you look at example 5.22, you'll see that there are modes based on different scales. So Ionian is our major scale that we know of, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Mixolydian is a major scale, but with a lowered 7th scale degree, so it's do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, te, lowered 7th scale degree, do. And then Lydian is the major scale with a raised 4th scale degree. So Lydian is do, re, mi, fi, sol, la, ti, do. Then we have key modes that are based on the minor pentachord, okay, which remember the pentachord is the first 5 scale degrees of the minor scale. So Aeolian is what we know as the natural minor scale. Dorian is our natural minor scale with a raised 6th scale degree. So do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, te, do. And Phrygian has our lowered 2nd scale degree, which is do, ra, mi, fa, sol, le, te, do. So we're going to complete triad number 9. Okay. And then I would suggest using your one of the examples, either figuring it out via the parallel mode identification or relative. I'll tell you right now, I'll be using the relative way to complete the modes. So when you're finished doing that, go on and I will go through the answers with you. So let's talk about the B-flat Lydian scale. So let's, as always, you write your scale. Okay, so we have B-flat, B-flat, okay. And Lydian is a major scale where you raise the 4th scale degree, okay. So this would be the degree you'd have to change, and luckily enough, it's the way it needs to be. Because if you think about B flat major, the fourth scale degree is E flat normally. Okay, so if they were writing in E flat Lydian or B flat Lydian in a song, they'd either write a natural here, or if they were in the key of C, they would just write B flats in and use the scale around that. All right, let's talk about B Aeolian. Okay, B Aeolian, which is just our natural. So you would write in the B scale here. So B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. So B Aeolian is our natural minor scale. So if we think about its relative major, okay, which is D, we would need a C sharp and an F sharp. So B Aeolian, again, is just our natural minor scale. Let's go to A Mixolydian. Okay, A Mixolydian, let's write our scale, E, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. Okay, so Mixolydian is a major scale with a lowered 7th scale degree. So A major has C sharp in it, also F sharp. It also has a G sharp, but we need to lower that, so it'd be a natural. Okay, so that would be our Mixolydian scale. F sharp Phrygian, okay, which is a natural minor scale. Okay, with a lowered scale degree. So we need F sharp there. Okay, we also need a C sharp. Okay, but we need to lower our 2nd scale degree. Okay, so if we think about it, our F sharp natural minor scale has 3 sharps: F sharp, C sharp, G sharp. Okay, so this is the one we need to change. It originally is a G sharp in A, but we would write it natural. Okay, if we were using it that way. All right, and our last one is E flat Ionian, which is really easy because that's our E flat major scale. Okay, so we need E flat, A flat, B flat, and E flat. Okay, that's it for our modes. So modes kind of went away in the 18th and 19th century, okay, but in the 20th century through now, the modes made a resurgence in a lot of popular and jazz music, okay, and jazz developed another mode that we call Locrian, which is based off the 7th scale degree, or B to B in our relative modal thoughts in church modes. Hooray, you made it to the end of chapter 5. If you have any questions, please see me. Make sure you complete the triads. And then next chapter, we'll be talking about intervals. Enjoy the video. Make sure you go back and rewatch anything that you're having a trouble with. And if you are really struggling with something, please see me as soon as you can. Have a great day.